Good? Go ahead, sir.
And for Terrence, are you ready to feel the Mexican power, Terrence?
Oh, yeah. I'm ready.
Keep Canelo's name out of your fucking mouth, Terrence Crawford. There's levels to this, and he's levels above you.
A lot of people that say that Crawford can beat Canelo, no problem. I mean, I respect that, but I just think they're stupid. I mean, excuse my language. The size difference of a bigger man changes everything with one punch.
Can't go with what you are. Have you read the papers? Do you know what everybody says? It's suicide. You've seen him. You know how strong he is. You can't win.
Dante's Boxing Nation, what's going on, guys? So we are only a week away from one of the biggest fights of the year, which is Brian Norman Jr. versus Devin Haney. This is a really special fight, guys, because seldomly do you get this level of talent facing each other at such an early stage in their career. Normally, you have to wait like 3 or 5 years for a fight like this to come to fruition. And this is the reason why you have to give Devin Haney and Brian Norman Jr. so much credit. It doesn't matter. Even if Devin Haney went through the whole Ryan Garcia scandal or not, Brian Norman, he still would have went after Devin Haney. Let's say Devin Haney, he beat Ryan Garcia and Ryan wasn't on steroids. I think Brian Norman, he still would have went after Devin Haney. He would not have turned down that fight. So, you know, both boxers, they deserve a lot of credit for taking this fight. Now, Brian Norman Sr., he just revealed that Devin Haney, he got a $36 million 3-fight deal, which included this Brian Norman fight. But Brian Norman Sr., he's claiming that this is the reason why Devin Haney was forced to take the Brian Norman fight. That doesn't make sense at all. Because if DAZN or Turki Al-Sheikh, if they were forcing these fighters to take on tough opposition, then Vergil Ortiz, he would have easily took the Jaron Ennis fight. Sebastian Fedor, he would have took the Crawford fight instead of turning it down, which is the reason why Crawford ended up fighting against Madrimov. Canelo, he would have took the David Benavidez fight. He would have took the Jamal Charlo fight or the Andre fight at 154, because those would have been Canelo's biggest paydays. So just trying to suggest that, oh, because they threw a whole bunch of money at a fighter, he was forced to take the fight, that is not the case. Devin Haney, he could have easily did exactly what Vergil Ortiz is doing when it comes to avoiding Jaron Ennis. In fact, speaking of Jaron Ennis, Devin Haney, he actually accepted the Jaron Ennis fight when Jaron was still fighting at 147. He agreed to fight Jaron at 147, but Jaron Ennis, he wanted the fight at a catchweight. He wanted it at like 152. Just to show you guys that Devin Haney, he's built completely different when it comes to Vergil Ortiz. Because Ortiz, he fought at 147 for years and never was he interested in fighting against Jaron Ennis. By way of contrast, Devin Haney, he was willing to fight Jaron Ennis when it comes to his very first fight at a new weight class. And I'm talking about jumping up damn near 2 weight classes. Vergil Ortiz has already been fighting at 154 for damn near 2 years, and he's still avoiding Jaron Ennis, who just moved up to 154. So we know what time it is. I mean, just think about that. As soon as Jaron Ennis moves up to 154, he's already going after the most dangerous opponents in the weight class. But Vergil Ortiz, who's been there almost 2 years, is still avoiding the most dangerous opponents in that weight class. Instead of going after the champions, instead of agreeing to a Jaron Ennis fight, he's talking about he wants to fight Errol Spence, a fighter who hasn't had a win in damn near 4 years and got knocked out in his very last fight 2 years ago. At the end of the day, they are not like us. I mean, where's all that Aztec warrior heart? Where's all that we don't run type of heart? Vergil Ortiz, he never wanted the Jaron Ennis fight. And he was so happy when he found out that Jaron Ennis was deciding to stay down at 147 back in February. It was Jaron Ennis who decided to fly to Vergil Ortiz's fight, get in the ring, and call out Vergil Ortiz face to face. That had nothing to do with Vergil Ortiz. People are trying to make it sound like Vergil Ortiz was the one that called over Jaron Ennis. No, Boots had already jumped in the ring. Once again, he had already flew to the fight, sat ringside, and then as soon as the fight ended, it was Jaron Ennis that jumped in the ring. Vergil, he had no choice but to acknowledge the fact that Jaron Ennis was in the ring watching him do his post-fight interview. So he didn't tell Boots to come over there because he was trying to make it sound like he wanted the fight. He had no choice. Boots was in the ring. So he had no choice but to say, hey, Boots, come over here. So you don't get no credit because someone flew to your fight, sat ringside, waited for the fight to be over, and then jumped in the ring. It is Boots that's showing that he wants this fight more than anything else, not Vergil Ortiz. So with that being said, Tim Bradley, he did a video and he finally addressed this situation. But he's making it sound like it's the higher ups that's trying to protect Vergil Ortiz from getting in the ring with Jaron Ennis. But that's not the case, because it starts from Vergil Ortiz. If Vergil Ortiz has the confidence that he can beat a fighter, he's not going to listen to what his trainer or what anyone else is saying, right? Just like he had the confidence that he could beat Madrimov or he could beat Boachuk. But when it comes to Jaron Ennis, Vergil Ortiz himself does not believe that he can win this fight, which is the exact reason why when an interviewer asked him, you know, if it were up to you, who would you fight next? Vergil Ortiz, he said, if it was up to me, I would fight against Errol Spence. So this is not someone trying to force Vergil Ortiz, tell him you don't want to get in the ring with Jaron Ennis, he's too dangerous. Vergil Ortiz feels the exact same way. He does not have the confidence that he could beat Jaron Ennis.
Which one of them do you want next?
It doesn't matter who's next. If I had to pick, I'm gonna be honest, it would be Spence, because that's my dream fight. I've been calling it since
AT&T.
AT&T. There you go, at the Howard Stadium, and I just think that's my dream fight. I don't care what anyone says about it. But anyone else, like I said, anyone can get it respectfully. I just want to fight the best. I'm just a competitive guy. Yeah.
So with that being said, Tim Bradley, he comes out and basically implies the obvious, which is Vergil Ortiz is avoiding Jaron Ennis. But he's doing the same thing that old media is doing. He doesn't want to blame it on Vergil Ortiz directly, so he's trying to make it sound like it's the promoters, it's the managers, it's everyone else, and not Vergil Ortiz, which is not the case, because Vergil himself just admitted that he would prefer to fight Errol Spence. Something else I need to mention, there's been an update when it comes to Tim Bradley. So as I'm doing this video, someone sends me another clip of what Tim Bradley just recently said. So before, he was saying that it was Ortiz's team that was telling Ortiz not to take this fight because they know that Boots is on another level, basically. But in this recent clip that Tim Bradley did, Tim Bradley, he really contradicts himself from what he originally said, once again, when he was accusing Jaron Ennis of ducking Ortiz back in February. I'm going to play the clip later on in this video, but I just wanted to give you guys the update. So clearly, Devin Haney, he is built different when it comes to comparing him to someone like a Vergil Ortiz. Devin Haney is one of the rare fighters that wants all of the smoke, and he's always been like that since the beginning of his career. He's been calling out Shakur Stevenson and Gervonta Tank Davis 3, 4, 5 years ago. The reason why I bring all of this up is Brian Norman Sr., he's trying to imply that Devin Haney, of all fighters, he was forced into this Brian Norman fight because of this $36 million deal that he got from Turki Al-Sheikh. Devin, he also agreed to fighting Teofimo, and Teofimo, he turned down that fight. So Devin, he said yes to every single big fight that was offered to him. But for some strange reason, Brian Norman Sr., he's trying to imply that Devin Haney, he was forced to take this fight because if he didn't take this fight, he would look like a pussy. And I'm quoting exactly what he said. Now, because he said that, I would be really interested to hear what Brian Norman Sr. would say about Vergil Ortiz. Why Vergil Ortiz has turned down the Jaron Ennis fight. Because just like Devin Haney, Vergil Ortiz, he's getting offered the biggest payday of his entire career. And I'm not just talking about by a couple $100,000. I'm talking about by a couple million. So since Brian Norman Sr., he'll do an interview with anyone, somebody needs to ask him that question. What's your thoughts on Vergil Ortiz turning down the Jaron Ennis fight? Because I just want to see if he's going to say the exact same thing about Ortiz that he just said about Devin Haney. Now that brings me back to Tim Bradley, because Tim Bradley is kind of on the same page that like a Brian Norman Sr. is on. I told you guys way back when Jaron Ennis, when he decided to stay at 147 because he wanted to become undisputed at 147 before he moves up to 154, Tim Bradley, he immediately came out putting all the blame on Jaron Ennis, saying that he was ducking Ortiz, talking about how Jaron had changed his mind when it came to moving up to 154. First of all, Jaron had never changed his mind. Jaron always wanted to stay at 147 to become undisputed. His plan was to become undisputed at 147 and then move up to 154. But because at the time, Brian Norman Jr. didn't want the fight, he turned down the fight. That was the reason why Jaron said he's going to move on. At the time, Brian, he turned down the fight because he wanted more money. So that's when Jaron decided to move to 154. So once again, Tim Bradley, he was quick to blame it all on Jaron Ennis, saying that he's ducking and this is duck soup, etc., etc. What I want to do is I want to play you guys a couple clips of what Tim Bradley said before when he was blaming this on Jaron Ennis and what he's saying now when it comes to Vergil Ortiz completely, clearly ducking the fight.
Tim Does It, Storm Bradley. What's going on? What's going on, people? Yo, I'm chiming in real quick, man. I heard the news about Boots and Vergil supposed to be off. I'm just letting y'all know right now, that's duck soup. Duck's soup at its finest. That's exactly the way you do it when you want to duck somebody. When you change your mind, you know, when you don't believe that you that damn good. I don't want to hear nobody else say anything about Boots people ducking. We ain't saying none of that no more. Absolutely not. This is a clear indicator right here that he don't want no smoke with anybody, because this is the perfect matchup for him at 154 pounds.
You heard what he said? He said this is the perfect match at 154. Now let's listen to what Tim Bradley is saying today, now that we know for a fact that Vergil Ortiz does not want this fight.
Why the two hottest names at 154 pounds is sitting there crying over sport milk, you ducking me, I'm ducking you, all this stuff back and forth. They getting robbed. Straight up getting robbed. Yeah, by Xander Zayas. This dude is getting ready to unify the titles at 154. Why? They got the hot names. They ain't got no damn straps. They ain't got no belts. It don't make no damn sense, right? Keep the belts alive, right? Yeah, we got a new entity coming in boxing, trying to take it over, trying to get rid of the four sanctioning bodies, right? Yeah, them damn belts matter. But they over here bickering and complaining about, oh, I'm the A side, you the A, I'm not the, you the B side, and all this stuff, complaining and stuff, instead of going after what's really right and what's really legendary building, which is them damn belts. You got Xander Zayas finna get ready to face a Baryu, another champion, a WBA champion. You know, he put his WBO on the line. Yeah, make that make sense. Yeah, y'all over here bickering and fighting over dumb stuff, and there's people in the division younger than you that is moving a lot better and smoother than both of y'all. Yeah, and gonna be bigger than both of y'all real soon. So y'all need to get y'all stuff together, man. Yeah.
Y'all see how Tim is talking now? How did it go from being a perfect match when even then, neither one of them had a title? But Tim Bradley himself said that this is the perfect match at 154. Now, since Ortiz is ducking Jaron Ennis, Tim Bradley doesn't want to call Ortiz a duck because he doesn't want to upset the race fans on the internet. He knew when he was calling Jaron Ennis a duck, he knew the race fans would love that. But he wouldn't dare call Ortiz a duck because he's terrified of those race fans. And this is the reason why I always tell you the most dangerous weapon in the world is a microphone and a camera. Because no matter how much Tim tries to cater to these race fans, what he said before is still on the internet. That this is the perfect match at 154, which it is. It's not only the biggest fight at 154, it's one of the biggest fights in boxing right now. And now because Ortiz doesn't want the fight, he's saying that they're both dumb because this is not for a title. And you know, Xander Zayas, he's unifying the belts. But we already know that Jaron Ennis was a unified champion at welterweight, and he was trying to become undisputed. And now he's going to try to do the exact same thing at 154. Now let's see what Tim Bradley says when Jaron goes after Fedor and Fedor turns down the fight as well. because I guarantee you guys, Fundora, he is not going to take a Jaron Ennis fight unless he's forced to take it. Jaron is going to go after all the belts. So it doesn't matter if Xander Zayas unifies a belt before Jaron Ennis goes after them. Tim Bradley sitting over here saying they both look stupid. This is the fight that DAZN wants. Not only the fight that DAZN wants, but this is the fight that the whole boxing world wants. Tim is making it sound like this is Jaron Ennis's last fight of his career, and he's choosing to fight someone who doesn't have a belt as opposed to fighting someone who does have a belt. No, Jaron Ennis, he's there to fight them all. And Vergil Ortiz is the only one that is there avoiding everybody. Like I said before, Ortiz has been at 154 for almost 2 years, and he has never chased a belt. He's never chased any of the champions. And when he was at 147, he had been there for years, and he never tried to fight for a world title. I'm telling y'all right now, the same thing that happened to Terrence Crawford when he moved up to 154, where all the champions was avoiding him except for Madrimov, the same thing is about to happen to Jaron Ennis. The only champion who I believe is willing to fight him is Murder Outside of that, I don't believe the other champions will fight him. Now, Abbas Barao, who I believe is going to beat Xander Zayas, I believe he might be willing to fight Jaron Ennis. So I think Jaron Ennis should go after Murder if DAZN cannot force Vergil Ortiz to take this fight, because right now, according to reports, DAZN, they're putting a lot of pressure on Ortiz to take this Jaron Ennis fight. They've already said they're not going to give him the Errol Spence fight, so that means he really has no other options. And I don't think they're going to allow him to fight another C-level opponent, some washed up, faded type of Erickson Lubin opponent. I mean, the fact that Vergil Ortiz has already stepped up in competition when he fought Madrimov, you can't take the training wheels off and then put them back on. And that's basically what DAZN is telling Ortiz right now. So I have a feeling, regardless if Ortiz fights Jaron next or not, I believe DAZN, they're going to force Ortiz to take a tough challenge in his very next fight. Let's see how it goes down. With that being said, I'm going to wrap this video up. That's all I got for now, guys. I'm on to the next one. Man, are you tired of paying crazy cable bills? Ditch cable and get the power of Block TV, the ultimate pay-as-you-go alternative to cable TV. Stream all your favorite live sports, boxing, MMA, pay-per-view fights, plus premium channels like Showtime, Stars, and HBO, all in one app. Watch your favorite TV shows and movies. No more switching between Netflix, Hulu, or Max. All for just $35 a month plus tax. Never any contracts. Cancel anytime. And use promo code DBNation to get 30% off your first month. So to get started, just go to getblocktv.com. Once again, that's getblocktv.com.
Anyone who's ever had it understands shoulder pain is no joke. It can keep you up at night. Once it's in pain, it stays in pain all the time. You find yourself popping all kinds of painkillers. Then you find yourself trying to figure out what the problem is. You go see doctors, you go see surgeons, you go see physical therapists, massage therapists. The shoulder in particular has 4 different joints. Any one of those 4 joints can be problematic because you have these different ligaments that wrap around and hold those joints together. And then you have tendons from any one of 20 different muscles that attach to the shoulder blade that can go awry. Muscle and Bone NYC has been around serving many people, getting them out of shoulder pain and all kinds of joint pain since 2012. Contact us at mbnyc.fitness or call us at 917-238-3650. Let's get you out of that pain.
You can just look at somebody and tell them, like, yo, you're not that guy, buddy. You're not that guy. You can look at me and tell I'm that guy. I was born like this. I was blessed with this.
I'm always hungry. Just because I'm world champion, don't stop. The main goal and objective, and that's to keep going. I'm gonna forever keep going. Forever keep winning.
Just naturally, man. I know how to do this. I born for this. I born for be different. And then you only this area. You know, a lot of these fighters just do rapping. I just came off a loss, and I'm down to fight the best. I'm going up to 135 to fight somebody that they think I can't beat, and I'm going to dominate him, and then I come back down to 30 and beat his ass too.
My hunger is always going to be there. I never get satisfied. I'm not satisfied. My job still isn't done. That's why. My job ain't done yet.
All right, now check this out, guys. If you're looking to repair eczema scars, burns and bruises, dark spots and blemishes, fever blisters, diabetic ulcers, this right here is the perfect product for you guys. It's called LO Key Face and Body Oil. Athletes and top-ranking boxers, they're also using it after training to reduce swelling, inflammation, and to ease the pain. So get yours today. Go to lodkey.com, like them on Facebook, and follow them on Instagram. Let me tell you guys about Issa Israel Law Firm. It is a full-service legal practice based in Denver, Colorado, an emerging hub for combat sports and high-altitude training. If you're a fighter inside or outside of the ring and you need a law firm you can trust to fight for you, visit thefighterfirm.com or email help@iilawfirm.com. Legal representation is usually limited to plaintiffs or defendants in Colorado, but iFirm can help anyone in the world with trademarking their business name, logos, and U.S. immigration issues. This brother has been my attorney for a while and helped guide me through all kinds of business and civil issues, so make sure you guys go to thefighterfirm.com.